Oh, is that Cody?
Ooh, what's up,
Hey,
everybody?
what
How
is
you
up, brother?
doing?
just
Doing
in
all
time,
right.
man.
Hey, ooh.
Let me know how my sound is and everything, because my audio, because I'm outside in
Are
the
you?
lawn. Yeah, it's
Oh
really nice
man.
tonight. It's been in the 90s in the daytime and it's dropping down in the 70s at night. So
Ooh. Is it sun still out where you're at, or is it coming down now? What time zone are you in, bud?
no, it is. It's down now. It's
Okay.
all
Yeah, we're
gone.
pretty
9
down.
o'clock there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
Hey-oo. Oh
I
man.
love when it's been warm all day, but then it cools down at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Ooh. Nice.
that's
That's
one of the
awesome.
reasons why I wanted to get out of Phoenix, because when you go from 120 down to 95 at night, it still isn't cool enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
take it on another couple notches. Yeah.
Yeah. But now in Utah, it gets 95, but then it'll get down to like 70 at night. And that's just perfect. Sit outside and just chill out, relax.
Yeah. I was telling
I
Brian
know.
just a little bit ago, the wife and I were sitting out in the back patio hanging out. We get to see the skyline, watch the sunset. It's very peaceful. The kids are all asleep. It's quiet out. It was very, very nice, very pleasant. Enjoyed that.
I like it.
Well, guys, it looks like it's us three for now. I think some of the other guys might be trailing in or show up a little bit late, but I just want to welcome everybody to the episode 74 of Keep Off the Grass livecast. Here we are hitting 74, and it's kind of that time of year that we wanted to talk about summer dormancy. It's getting a little warm, and then for us, cool season, folks. And now it's the warm season, folks, is kind of time to shine. We're making that transition. So we want to talk about that all tonight. But first of all, we always do our grab a glass. I'm on the road this week, so I got my bottle and keep off the grass.
Keep off the grass.
You guys drinking anything fun tonight in those?
I had a little rum and coke earlier, but now I switched to water because I do have to work in the morning. So we were grilling and chilling earlier tonight, so I had a few drinks.
Same old Tito's and Mountain Dew here.
Nice.
Or Diet Mountain Dew.
Tito's Mountain Dew.
I'm gonna have to try that sometime.
I saw something. And I wish Nate was here because I don't know if he's tried it yet. I keep on seeing this thing on TikTok where you mix Mountain Dew and Busch Light, and it's supposed to be amazing.
Huh.
And I need to try that. I wonder if he's tried that yet.
Yeah, I wonder how that would taste.
I bought this new Pepsi's got like some like nitro Pepsi where they use that nitro stuff instead of the regular carbonation stuff. So you get those little smaller bubbles, and bought some of that for the rum and coke, and it was pretty good. It's pretty smooth. Not bad.
So Cody, somebody asked earlier in there, it looks like Joe Politowitz. I want to know if there's any mosquitoes out there with you tonight.
Eaters.
Mosquitoes don't bother me. I was working in the garage earlier today, and my wife had walked out to ask me something. She was out there for maybe a minute, and she got ate up. But I don't get touched. I don't get touched. If I do get touched, and if you saw me itching right now, it's because I'm still recovering from like a horrible, I don't even know if you can see it, sunburn.
Yeah.
It was horrible. But it's almost gone, so that's why I'm itching. But no, the mosquitoes they don't touch my blood.
Okay.
You're not juicy enough for them.
Yeah, no.
Lucky dog.
Speaking of bites and stuff like that, some of you guys probably saw my story, and I know you guys have seen it. But driving up here, I'm in the great state of Wyoming this week, so I'm driving all around Wyoming. But I left Utah, and we got backed up on this road, and wonder what was taking forever, and got closer and closer finally. And I saw all these cops that were far back, and this one cop was putting on this white jumpsuit, kind of a suit thing, and had like a beekeeper's kind of a suit. And I'm like, what the heck is going on up here? And I get closer, and I just see like hundreds of beehives that are just all over the ground. And this trailer turned over. It actually made it onto the news. The news came out and did it. They said there was millions of bees all around. And
are you able to pull up that picture? Do you have that on your computer? Can you pull up the picture you sent us?
I don't have it on the computer.
No? Oh man, you should post that or something. That's cool.
Yeah, the firefighter was over there spraying the trailer down, and I just like his coat was full of bees that were just on him. So
he's like, I take fire over this every day. Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, he had like his mask thing on, oxygen tank. Yeah,
that sucks, man.
It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, but it was pretty cool.
Oh, and I guess I'm sure it was crazy hot out too. So he's like miserable and getting freaking stung. That sucks.
Yeah, it was probably over 90 degrees. So
man, should get
I couldn't believe that. I was like, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into
a lot of bees.
Let's get into summer dormancy, guys. So obviously you guys are going to have different opinions because Kotg, you're warm season, but you overseeded, right? So you had kind of ryegrass in the front. You didn't do much of it in the back. So your backyard has just all been Bermuda. And so you're probably seeing kind of the front yard going dormant as far as the rye, but now your Bermuda's coming up.
Yeah, that's one of the things I learned this season. And, it is horrible. My front yard was always my hero. And now it's my backyard. So, no, like I said, it looked great in the wintertime. Oh, man. But yeah, coming into this and all the perennial dying off, and I saw it in the beginning, the perennial started getting like almost like a black color, and it was just really dark. And then now it's all, brown. And because it was so thick, it's not letting the Bermuda come through. And I read a few articles here and there where it said, if it is like that, it's not, your Bermuda's not going to stand a chance, blah, blah, blah. What you're supposed to do in the springtime is this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, great. So my front yard's kind of a wash right now, but the backyard, I mean, you guys saw a little bit of it right now when I showed you guys, but it's doing pretty good. I still have a few spots that are coming in because I sprayed it with some 2,4-D to get rid of some spurge, which did amazing. But yeah, the backyard's looking great. I just feel like I almost thought I was overwatering it, but I don't think so. No, I think maybe a little bit of spots out there, but not too bad.
For the Bermuda, or you thought you were overwatering?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, in the backyard, I thought I was overwatering because I'm trying something different this year, which I'm doing it. What do they call it? I'm just really hitting it with water and then backing off of it for a few days. 2 or 3 days maybe, and then hitting again deep. What is it? They say go deep and the roots will kind of go after it or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe it's shot. I don't know. But
deep.
And it seems
infrequent.
Yeah, it seems like it's
just on your birthday good. And maybe Christmas.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, the Bermuda in the backyard, it's holding up in this heat, man. I tell you, it's insane. I thought, because every day I get home from picking up the kids and I turn on my front sprinkler that you guys saw out there, and the kids just playing it. And that runs for maybe 45 minutes. So extra watering for that just one area. I'm just like, oh, it's gonna look like crap. But no, everything's pretty uniform back here. So I like it.
Nice. All right. So I actually want to pull up something real quick. So I've got this got a neighbor.
Yeah.
I don't know if they watch this or not, so I'm not gonna say any names or whatever, but our neighborhood's probably a couple years old, right? And so last summer it was pretty bad. We're in a drought, and so we kind of have some water restrictions and stuff on that. And so they heard that you shouldn't, you need to not water your grass as much, right? Like you shouldn't be watering your grass. So they decided to not water their grass in the backyard. Luckily, they kind of kept it going on the front. But this was just a picture of just a little bit ago. Zoom in a little bit.
No.
Oh, wow.
So this is all new sod, and you can kind of see the lines.
Yeah, you can. Shoot.
on the sod. And
so
they didn't water it. And this was kind of late at night picture, but this is all just dead.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Geez.
So
yeah.
I kind of want to let people know if you're not going to water, you still need to do some watering, right?
Yeah.
We can't let the grass die, because if you stop watering it's not only going to go dormant, but then eventually it's going to die. So I don't know if you guys have heard anything, but I've been told if you're in a severe drought and you're not allowed to water or have severe restrictions, you should be getting water to your lawn at least every 2 weeks. What have you guys heard anything like that, or is that just kind of like an old wives' tale?
Even so that seems kind of long.
Yeah, I mean it does. I don't know. So I'm sure a lot of it depends on where you live, but where I'm at, mid Missouri, seeing lawns where they're not irrigated, there's like that fine balance between, is it just dormant or is it going to be dead? And if you want that to come back, you're going to have to overseed those dead spots. Like that's what happened to my yard when I first started out, didn't know what I was doing, started watering way too late. And by the time I got the sprinklers out, those dead spots, there was no coming back from it. And it was just, the damage was done and it was just getting worse. And it just took time for the grass blades to die and decompose. And then you got all these bare spots, which it looks like that guy, I mean, that got just toasted. Like I don't think there's any coming back from that. That's gone. That's obvious, right? Jeez. But if you're looking at a lawn that's, it's hard to tell, what do? Do you give it some water and see, I guess, if when temperature's cool, it comes back? I don't really know what you do once you see that happening, besides just trying some water and then crossing your fingers and giving it time, maybe.
As far as dormancy or dead?
Just to know, right? Is it dormant? Can I come back from this? Can I recover if I give it some irrigation and temperature's cool? Or is it like, fall is my only salvation, is overseeing the fall,
Well, and the funny
I'd
thing
like to try to give it at least once a week.
He knows I'm into lawns, right? And so at the beginning of the season, right, we came out of winter, he's like, so do you think if I just give it some water, do you think it will go green again? Because up along the fence, he shares with a neighbor and they water it all the time. You do see some greenness coming up underneath the fence, right? So he has this idea that if you just keep giving it some water, that it'll come back to life. And I told him, I said, hey, there's a difference between going dormant for the winter time, turn that brownness, and there's a point where it's just dead, right? It's just toast crispy. You touch it, you grab it, just all falls out, all that kind of stuff. So he tried watering it for a long time and it didn't work, obviously. And so they had to end up putting some new sod and stuff out there on there again. So but for us,
it's tricky too. It's tricky, especially right there along that fence line. If that neighbor's watering, it may not be grass; it could be weeds that are growing. So I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah. I busted my sprinklers out because it was so hot and humid. I have them set up. It's not like complete. The yard is much more than I had in the past, so I have to make some adjustments, and it's not complete, but it's just the main front area so far. It's been doing well, but I got it set up to give it 30 to 40 minutes twice a week so far, and I've had that going for a week now. So we'll see. I put a little bit of slow release fertilizer down. I put down some humic acid, some of that seaweed stuff. We'll see if that helps, because I haven't done that to my side yard yet, and I'm kind of like, should I use this as a test to see if there's any difference between the two? Like, does this make any difference in it not drying up or going dormant? So I might actually just leave the side yard alone for now and see if it looks different than the main area, possibly.
Now, a lot of people in the chat is talking about hydrogen. We've had hydrogen. What are you guys planning to use any of that?
I have a bag of it.
I think I missed my window.
Yeah,
I think I missed my window. I know last year I got it down, but this year I think I missed my window, and I'm not going to try to put it out right now. Because I think I was supposed to put it out probably maybe May. Because I think you're supposed to put it down right before it starts getting like really hot. So I mean, again, it's been hundreds this week, 90s. Next week, again, triple digits. So I mean, I guess I could put it down, but I'm from what I saw last year, I can't really say it did a whole bunch just because I've only used it once. I wish I would have put it down this year to kind of get a basis off of it. But yeah, I mean, that's the talk of the town is the hydrogen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think last spring I bought a bag of their granular stuff and
Mm-hmm.
was going to put it down, but then we sold the house. I guess it was 2 years ago now, but and then all last year we were in the rental and I was like, I don't want to use it on that. So I have a bag of it still. I have yet to use it, but I would love to do it on like have a way to compare because yeah, I honestly, we had him on. It was great. It seems like a really cool product, but I have, I don't have a control to see if it makes a difference. So I'm debating on what I want to do with it.
So is your front and backyard, is it pretty separate? Does it go together? Do you think you get the same amount of sunlight? I don't know what
yeah, my backyard, the way it's set up is they both get a good amount of sunlight, but the section of the front closest to the house will get more shade because the sun goes behind it. The backyard definitely gets hit, I think, with the sun in the late afternoon when it's the hottest versus in the morning time. So I could put it back there and see if I preserve more of the lawn leading into fall. Maybe might give that a try because I don't have any sprinklers set up back there yet either.
Or maybe split your backyard in half.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Play around with it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that's a good idea, Brian.
Because
I don't want to risk that with a front yard. I got a whole yard. I don't want to ruin the front.
Well, yeah, your front. It's the mullet, right? It's the business
exactly.
Front, and then you're testing in the back. So, yeah,
I like that. I'll do that. That's a good call, man.
That'd be a good control, I think. Having it in the back because you'd have the same amount of sunlight and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any watering restrictions that during the summertime? Do you guys face that kind of stuff? Like cities say, hey, no, you can't water because are you guys all tied into the city water? Nobody has like wells or anything like that.
No, I'm all city. No restrictions over here. We haven't heard anything, and I know I it's weird. I don't know if it's coincidence, but it's almost daily. I see the public works driving by my house, and it's every time I'm watering. I'm just like, I wonder if I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to figure out how to shut off my water or something.
Every time.
They have like one of those detectors that when a lot of water is being used, kind of like energy spikes or something, they'll come to your house and see what's going on.
Well, I can tell you right now, in where I live, I can guarantee I use the most water. I guarantee it. And even with that said, I think maybe if I watered for 2 hours, I think even that 2 hours, let's say twice a week at 2 hours every week, I think my bill has never been over like $160.
Really?
That's crazy. That's nice. I can use so much water. I don't know why it is, but I'm not complaining. I mean, I've heard other people's stories with the amount of water they use, but yeah, no restrictions over here. So
Olee uses 200,000 gallons a month to keep his stuff last. Praying for rain this year, right, Olee?
He's be living in a box.
It's been terrible dry.
Yeah.
Hey.
But I feel like you've had a little bit more rain this year than last year. Because I mean, you were probably already crispy this time by last year, right?
Well, this time last year I was flat putting the water. Well, 4th of July, so about a week from now I was flat putting the water to it all through July, and was bound and determined to keep it alive. And then I had my other issue, but now I got me a weather station. I want to be able to keep up more with rainfall.
Yeah, I like your weather station.
Insane.
Yeah, that's tight.
Cool. It's showing like lightning strikes and all that stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just got to learn how to read it or whatever.
Is it gonna keep a track of rainfall? Like,
yes,
you'll go back. You can go back and look at all the data and stuff later on.
Yeah, that's one reason I wanted. That way I could look at it and say, we've only like right now, we've only had. Since I've had it set up for a little over a week, we've only had 0.12 of an inch. So
it's like nothing.
That's like nothing. Rain right there.
Little spritz.
So, and what's crazy is every day we keep having like a forecast of 80-90% chance, and it all just disappears.
All around.
Yep.
Yeah. we finally got some good rain last weekend. It was really nice. So the lawn was nice and soft. And I did my first FERT app afterward, and then ran the sprinklers today. So, we've got some good weather here, and it's been a little bit cooler, which has been nice. But I've definitely seen a lot of lawns in the area starting to kind of brown up or dry up a little bit. You can see that stress. I went back by the old place, had to finish clearing out the garage, and I could see the lawn there, and it's getting pretty toasty. I haven't mowed it because I was like, let it be tall. That would help it not die off as quick. So it's a little overgrown, but you can tell it's slowing down because I think it's been 3 weeks since I last mowed it. Turn over the keys tomorrow, and it could get cut, but it's definitely going to sleep.
Yeah. So kind of from what I see in Kentucky bluegrass is it starts getting a kind of purplish, dark, almost a black look, and then it starts getting a little bit lighter, and then like Cody was saying, like gets brown, right? That's when you kind of know it's getting a little hot and it's kind of going dormant. It doesn't want to grow anymore. And so do you guys look for that, and then you're going to treat it, maybe hand water it or whatever? Or do you guys just keep the water on, like, hey, it's June, July, I'm just going to water X amount of times a week this week? Do you let it stress out?
It would be better if you didn't, but the bad thing is that's all I've done here lately is chase hot spots. It's like every time I get one looking better, I look over my shoulder and there's 3 more.
Yeah. So is it same for fescue, Olee? You got kind of start seeing that purplish dark color, and then it's going brown.
Mm-hmm. It seems to look its best right before it's stressed, I guess. It darkens up, it looks good, and then next thing you know, it's going away. But that's also got a lot to do with, my CECs are only around a 5. Mm-hmm. So things dry out quickly.
See, I wanted to talk about this last week, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but you mentioned CECs, and I mean, it works out perfectly with this heat stress stuff and watering. Someone like yourself that has a 5 that just kind of whoop, see you later. Are you having to water more often? Like during the week, I guess I should say. I mean, obviously with your, 200 gallons or whatever, 200,000 gallons. But for someone like me who has around 17 or 18 CCs, whatever, obviously it's different. I can retain that water. So you're watering a lot more than, say, me to water, right?
Because it just goes right through it.
Yeah. And you've got Bermuda.
Yeah.
And, it's possible, depending on how mature that Bermuda is, it might have a deeper root system than, fescue. So, but to answer your question, yes, it seems like, everybody tells you need 1 inch of water per week, inch and a half a week. But when it gets to being, as hot as it's been with no rain, and then it's been pretty breezy, and then you have low CC. So that changes from, location to location. But yeah, mine seems to like water more. Mm-hmm. And then the fear I have there, like say I just been chasing hot spots, is too much watering, and then you end up with shallow rooting because it's not having to work for anything.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. We're Utah. They say we're not on a water restriction in our town, but the city has come out and said, all right, guys, only water twice a week for even number houses, water on these days, odd number houses, water on these days, so it's not overloaded. But what a lot of people don't get is they feel like they need to water more often, less. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they may water 3 times a week and try to put an inch down, but they're essentially just kind of spritzing the lawn and kind of spraying it on there. Whereas I like my sprinkler system with the Ratio, it knows that it's going to put an inch down. And so it actually will go along with the weather as well. So if it knows it's going to be like 90s or something like that, it will plan all that out for the week. And what I like about it is, because I also have those MP rotators, is it takes an hour for one of those zones to run for an hour just to put 0.4 inches of water down. So, I mean, it takes a long time, but it's because it's those thicker drops. And so it's not just kind of a mist. And in our city, I mean, you've probably seen some drunk lawn guy videos. It's, super windy almost all the time, especially throughout the spring. And so these thicker drops actually do a better job of getting it onto the grass. And so it will run. It's literally like my sprinkler system will start like 9 p.m. that night, and it'll finish up by like 6 a.m. the next day because it takes so long. But what it also does is it won't run maybe a full hour on one zone. It'll run for like 30 minutes and get it kind of wet, and then it comes back around and
that's cool.
Lets it again. So then it's getting enough water down, but it's sitting and soaking in. And so the water's not running all over the sidewalk. It's not running down the street. And that's the frustrating part, because I have another neighbor that's a couple of houses up. He literally will water almost day and night, almost every day. But it's only for a few minutes. It's like maybe 10 minutes. It'll run for 10 minutes and it'll stop. So I know, and his grass doesn't look that good. It's kind of dead. And so I know that he's not getting those deep roots, right?
Yeah.
Because the grass isn't having to chase the water down to get there. So yeah, it's very, very important when you're doing that you do run it for a long time and let that water soak in as much as you can.
Yeah, it's hard to fight that urge to want to water it more, especially when it's so hot and humid. And you can see the grass, it feels like it's dry, like, oh man, I should water it tomorrow morning, but try to stick to a schedule as best you can. I mean, obviously if you see that, it's starting to burn up and maybe you got to add more, but I really try to stick to 2 times, maybe 3 times a week, but definitely going heavy. And I'll drive by these, like, these places where they have in systems and they're doing it every morning on my way to work, sprinklers are running. I'm just like, either this guy's spending a ton of money because he's watering deep every day, or they're just spritzing it. And as soon as they turn those sprinklers off, and give it a week of no water, shit's going to dry up.
Sure.
It's just what it is. Because I see that myself, if you go on vacation, you don't have the sprinklers on, you come back, like, oh crap, I was watering too little, too frequent, and you get those shallow roots for sure. Which I think is why, you got to be careful with trying to do any kind of seeding and stuff before the summertime comes. And that's why I prefer the fall, because, the summer's going to burn up those little baby roots and stuff.
Definitely.
But definitely, another big thing I like to do, and I think I see them talking about in the chat, was mowing a little bit higher, not taking it off quite as much. I definitely do that. I probably should raise my deck a little bit here before 4th of July weekend, just because, I think it gives it a little bit more shade and keeps the soil there a little cooler for sure.
So what will you raise it up to? Like, what are you cutting it now, and what are you going to raise it up to for the summer?
I've left it at 3.5 now, and I think I'm going to go up to 4 with this cut, and then we'll see kind of how it does when I come back. We're going to go visit some family over the holiday weekend. So come back, see how it looks, and then maybe a little bit taller if I have to, or keep it at 4 for a while. How about you, Olee, or are you mowing tall yet, or what are you doing now?
I'm trying to keep mine at 375.
Yeah.
You going to do that all year, or all the season?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. I just have a different theory.
Yeah.
As far as fungus and stuff of that nature.
Sure. Yeah.
As far as it getting air and stuff of that nature. I mean, I do, agree if it's hot and dry and you stay off of it, that you have a better chance, if you're not getting rain and stuff. I mean, I've actually got some places that got real dry and I walked across it. And now there's footsteps there. There's like gray footsteps. So,
oh man, that's rough.
But,
so Cody, what do you? You're Bermuda. So what are you going to cut yours at? What's your magic Bermuda height?
Past years I've always gone a little bit higher, probably to 2 inches. This year I've stuck to 1.5 front and back. And I'm not changing it. And that's like one of the things I've noticed this year is usually between mows, because I mow the back and the front every other day. So in that day and a half or whatever, before the next mow, I usually see my runners coming out my sidewalks with that Bermuda. And this year, it's been none. It's crazy how much I haven't seen that, and I don't know. I know this year has been a little bit strange for a lot of people, but that's the one thing I have noticed. And I'm not gonna change my height. I'm gonna stick with it, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna stick to my guns this year.
So I go for spring and fall. I probably cut around 2.5, close to 3, but then I will go up to about 3 for the summertime, because I don't have to worry about humidity and fungus and all that kind of stuff, which is nice.
Yeah, you know? Not in Utah, no.
I just like that it's just a little bit taller, but I don't really like the long grass. It feels like it lays down too much, at least the Kentucky bluegrass. So it kind of gets matted down and stuff like that. You know, somebody goes out and walk around on it. So I like 3 inches is probably about as high as I'll go. I was going to show another picture. I don't know if my wife listens to this or not. She laid a black plastic trash bag on the side yard, and she put some like metal posts on them to spray paint them, and it was probably only she said an hour and a half that it was laying on there, but I pulled it up and the grass is dead already. Right there, it fried it.
Oh, jeez.
Got so hot.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And and so I showed it to her. She's like, well, no, it wasn't even on there very long. I was like, well, that's take very long. And, you know, it's black plastic. So
what'd you do?
She's like, you're going to probably roast me or something on your show. I was like, no, but I'll give her a little shout out that, luckily, we got our fence in, and I'll do that later. I know Brent kind of talked about his fence and stuff like that. But we got our fence finally in too, so I'll have a gate on there, so you won't be able to see that side yard. Like I said, it's business up front, and then whatever else on the back and the side, right? So it is what it is. I take care of the front yard the best that I can. So, but I have a lot of neighbors whose grass is going dormant right now. It's definitely, I mean, it's a lot of it's getting brown, you know, and they're probably watering a lot less than I am. But again, I don't feel like I'm watering that much. It's only twice, you know, I'm putting that inch down, but I just don't think a lot of people really understand that is, oh, well, we can only water twice. And so, you know, they may only have their sprinkler set up to go off for, you know, 10 minutes or so on each zone. And then they're done, and then they do it another day for 10 minutes and they're done. And that, you know, doesn't give enough water, or water it all down the sidewalk or street or something like that. So I feel like I still have to dial in my sprinklers. It's not a one and done kind of a thing. So I go out every little while and just make sure, you know, while they're running, that they're hitting the right spots. The MP rotators, they have this little tool where you can cut back, you know, you can change the angle on it, how much, you know, 45-degree angle all the way to, you know, they have 360 where you can go up to 270 on some of them. And
it's nice to have that flexibility.
Yeah. And then you can go from like 8 feet to 15 feet, or there's some that go like 12 feet to 20 feet or 30 feet or whatever, crazy like that. So I don't know. I feel like you just kind of have to dial in every now and again. You can't just set it out there.
Sure.
So for you guys that use, you guys have to keep putting the sprinklers out or whatever. Do you guys make any adjustments to it, or you just set it out and let it run?
No, I mean, I just bought the Hunter sprinkler heads for the back, and just hooked them up with the stake, the lawn stake or whatever. I don't know what you call that, but yeah, I'm always messing with it. I think it took me about 2 weeks to get down how to adjust it just right. And I think I got it down, but yeah, it's still, I'm out there every morning, just seeing what, anytime I water and just messing with it and seeing, because I have 3 of them for the 3,000 square feet. I have 1 in the front and 2 in the back. And, as long as they come across and kind of cross, I want them to all get to that one area. And, they do that. And sometimes they don't, and I have to adjust. And, I love those Hunter sprinklers though. I love it.
Are you in ground?
No.
So,
all above ground.
So what are they? Are they the pop-up sprinklers that just hook to hoses and spikes? I don't think I remember what you have.
Yeah, see like that.
Hey,
okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Right, yeah. So I got 1 right here, and then I got, you can't even see it back there, but there's 1 over here and 1 over here.
Okay.
And like I said, 3,000 square feet, and that thing does work.
Huh, love it. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm always fiddling with mine. Like every morning I'm out there before work, like looking out, making sure they're on, are they going? I just, you just never know. And I could tell today that one of them was hitting the sidewalk a little bit too much. So I slid it over, but yeah, I mean, I know that I'm missing spots and it's not ideal. I just wanted to get them set up and out there now. And then I think before we leave, I want to try to, like you said, Brian, dial it in a little bit, see which spots don't get hit quite as well. Make sure it hits that little, the devil strip, the parkway there too. Because I'd like to work on that because it's not ideal. I need to get a couple more hoses too. I feel like some of the hoses are a little toast. Maybe get some fresh ones, cut them to length so that there's not so much excess. I feel like one area, maybe it's because the hose is so long, maybe I lose pressure. It feels like at the end where the sprinkler head is, it's just not as much as one of the shorter hoses. So I want to maybe get a new one and see if that makes a difference. I don't know. Well, if anybody's had experience with that, let me know in the chat, but
just know when you do that, like it's the same thing as when we put in ground. If you use, like I used 1-inch pipe, right? So the 1-inch round pipe, and then some people use like 3/4 or 5/8 or whatever, right? So when you do something like that, you're restricting it, and you're actually restricting the pressure. And so if you got a hose that is like a 1-inch hose, you're going to have a lot more water pressure coming out of that than restricting it through like a 5/8 hose or something like that. So Olee, what about you? When you put out one of your big sprinklers or something like that, do you just like, okay, this is a 30-foot one, so I'm going to sit it back here and hit it 30 feet? Or can you dial it in and say, okay, well, I only need this 15-foot spot, so I'm going to lower the radius of it?
On all my stuff, I run 3/4 garden hoses.
Okay.
And with the ones that are impact. So they run on a 3/4 hose, and everything's 100 feet long. And then on the big cart sprinkler that's got the rotator head, it runs on a 1-inch lay flat.
Okay.
But I got so much area. It's if they overlap or something of that nature, it's good in that field.
Sure.
Around the house is irrigated for about 70 or 80,000 square feet is irrigated. So that's not that bad. But out in that 1 acre field is not, and behind the house is not. I wish it was all irrigated. I wish it was all underground.
Well, I bet you wish the outer stuff was
and
irrigated
timers.
and the stuff closer to home it was, flip-flop those, so you're not hauling 100-foot hose out there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure my neighbors here lately get a kick watching me roll up 100 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get some rain and keep it kicking.
Yeah. That's
as far as like where you were talking about, as far as what you were talking about, Bill, especially if you run a 5/8 hose and it's 100 feet long, you lose a lot as far as friction.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you can go to
bigger openings.
Yeah.
You go to a 3/4 and you would you'd pick
bigger,
that back
the
up.
bigger the hole, the more comes out. So
That's
You hear that,
True
Taco
in
Bell?
so many
pretty
ways.
true, and that's true in a lot of things.
Taco Bell.
Dong.
All right. So we also have this other thing, and it's kind of interesting the way it worked out this week, but we have a thing called KOTG Lawn of the Week.
Yes, we do.
What is that?
KOTG Lawn of the Week is this thing has been going on, 18 months now? My gosh, long time.
Yeah.
So, we've got probably 50, 60 weeks and winters in this thing. And what we're doing is we're telling you guys who are listening in the live chat and also on the podcast is on your Instagram. If you guys will use the hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week, we're all following it. Quite a few people are following it. I think last time I looked, we were like 2,000 plus posts on it. So a lot of people are using it. So if you will put on your Instagram post or your Instagram reel and put that hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week, we'll look at your lawn. It pulls up in our feed for us, and we like to judge it a little bit throughout the week and just kind of see how everybody's looking. And we like to pick out kind of the best looking one that we think of is that week. So if you win, you also were graciously affiliated with ProPete, an awesome fertilizer company out of Idaho.
Yeah, buddy.
You haven't heard of ProPete, check them out. And you actually win a 25-pound bag of ProPete fertilizer. So a lot of previous winners just got their bags because I was running a little behind on getting theirs. But quite a few winners just got theirs this last week or so. And I think even our Turf Surfer 801, one of the recent winners, put some down on his lawn. So we would like to pick another winner for this week. And the winner that we chose, I'm going to share my screen because Zach's not on to pull up a cool collage thing. So let me get to that real quick. There we go. Share screen. And this week is Sexy and I Mow It.
Yeah.
So Sexy and I Mow It. I like his little saying there. It says, guys who stripe their lawn are just guys who don't stripe their lawn, striping their lawn.
That's stupid, but awesome. I love
it. May not be perfect, but his lawn is. So anyways, this was his entry. Let's see if I can pull it up here. This was his entry that we looked at. He's actually facing a little bit of dryness, right? Just like everyone else's.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
That looking as good as it does, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's nice.
So he's actually been tagging us for a while because I see some of these other ones down here. This one was about 4 weeks ago, so just a little over a month or around a month. But that is looking awesome.
Yeah, at the end of May, that was looking good. That's a good looking front yard.
He is in Michigan, Traverse City, Michigan. So that's a pretty good looking lawn. And of course he's sexy and he mows it, so we got this. He likes to power wash and stuff. I guess that's what's nice about pulling this up and not having a collage. You can go through their whole page.
Hide your wives. Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Look, so we got that one for him. He likes to chop up the wood. So all right.
That's awesome.
Sexy and I Mow It. Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
On winning Lawn of the Week.
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to you, get some information from you so we can get you your choice of ProPete fertilizer. But everybody else, use that hashtag. And, this is never an easy thing for us. I don't know why we decided to ever do this, but it's like stressful on us when we got to look through all these awesome looking lawns and only pick one. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner a week. So keep using the hashtag, keep posting it because, you'll get your chance. We'll pick you. It's just this week wasn't your week. So,
and just easy on the filters, guys. Easy on the filters.
Yeah. Filters, you kind of automatic get bottom of the list. And then if you have curvy stripes, Nate puts you on the bottom of his list. We got to really fight Nate for curvy stripes.
Yeah, it's making an uphill battle with the curves there.
Yeah.
But Nate's only one. He's only one
right.
vote.
He is only one vote.
We've overruled him here and there. We've been like, all right, man, come on.
If it looks that good, we'll definitely go to bat for you.
Oh yeah. No, it's been really fun because I think a lot of folks are looking really good right now, and I think everybody's excited to show their lawns off, and it's been fun checking out all the pictures and stuff. So we're definitely checking in every day. It seems like talking about something. So
and I think it is. I mean, we're kind of at that peak, right? Everything we've done for the last few months to get our lawns back in shape after winter time, it's really peaking right now. Unfortunately, it's going to go dormant or it's going to go not so well. And then that's when the warm season guys, they start blossoming. So we get to see all their lawns. And then they peak and go down. And then the cool season guys are back up for a little bit. So, yeah, that's what's awesome about grass is kind of shows up all year.
No shortage.
No shortage. That's right. And then when we're all in the winter time here in the United States, we all just pull up Australia's lawns and start looking at those.
Oh yeah.
So,
oh man, they were popping off last year.
Yeah. So are you guys now, Bill, I heard you say you put fertilizer down. So why would that be something you do right before the summer? Because wouldn't that promote growth, and if the grass is going dormant, would that confuse it, mess it up, or
Sure. Yeah. So my thought so I did a soil test, got the results back. It was pretty low on everything, and I had the slow release fertilizer, this organic stuff, and I wanted to put something down. I knew I was going to be busting out the sprinklers. It's never really gone, at least my lawns here. If I irrigate them properly, hit them once or twice a week for an hour, try to get them an inch to inch and a half during the July, August months, it stays green. There'll be some spots that look hot, kind of like what we saw there, Section Mo. It's got some of those hot spots, just like Olee's got dealing with. But I wanted to give it something so that if it's still growing, I wanted to give it something to eat, And then I put on this other product from Lawn Box, the Soil Saver stuff, and it's supposed to be some micronutrients and, some of the kelp and stuff, and it's all granular. None of it's going to burn the lawn or anything. And I got the sprinklers going. So I just wanted to see if I could get a little bit darker green and just kind of keep it fed during these months when it may be a little bit stressed out and keeping it awake and growing. So we'll see. If it was a mistake, I'll figure that out soon enough, but I don't think it'll be an issue. I used Pro Pete last year over the summertime, and it did just fine too. So I'm not too worried about it. I didn't go super heavy. I only put one bag down. It's rated for, I think, 2,600 square feet. And it's a 4,000 square foot section that I put it on. So it's a pretty light application with those two. So I just wanted to give a little something, that way, if it's hungry, you can kind of, nibble if it wants to, it's got something there for it, get a little drink of water every now and then.
If I remember correctly, last year, quite a few people were putting down high phosphorus fertilizer during the summertime. So
potassium.
Oh, the potassium. That's right. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, high potassium fertilizer. And is that something that is that beneficial? Because that's supposed to go down, right? That's feeding more of the roots and stuff, not necessarily nitrogen that feeds the top of your grass. So are you guys planning to put any high potassium fertilizer down?
What I put down was 707, so it had
what was it, Bill?
707.
707.
That's the potassium was low and the phosphorus was moderate on my report back. So I chose that one. And it's obviously it just so happened to be what they recommend to put down if you're doing it this time of year anyway. So that could be, I didn't really think that deep into it, if the potassium would make a difference, throwing down a little something heavier. What do you do, Olee?
The idea behind that, though, is to beat the stress.
Yeah.
So, the potassium helps the plant be stronger to fight off stress. It's something to put out before you ever see it. So once you have it, it's not really that great of an idea,
Yeah,
so
it's like unnecessary.
You want to go ahead and have it put out. Like I put out this year a Caleris product. It was a 7212. So, and it's got the SOP, 12% SOP, sulfate of potash.
All right.
But the idea is to get the potassium out to where it has time to actually get in the plant before it is stressed. It's not a recovery thing; it's a preventative thing.
Yeah, kind of build it up like a probiotic or something.
Vitamin. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Something
Vitamins.
Yeah, so I'm planning to actually put down some ProPete 7414.
Nice.
And
that's great one.
Yeah, so I didn't have that last year when I went and visited them. When was that? October, November. I picked up a bag
stocking up
in preparation for summer, right? So I've kind of been holding off. I put down some 1704 in the springtime, and so the 7414 will be my summertime fertilizer blend that I plan to put a little bit down. And I'm worried I'm not going to put a lot down. It'll be a light sprinkling. I don't want to go too heavy with it because I don't want it to mess up the lawn or go crazy or get too hot or all of a sudden in a month our city says, okay, you guys can't water except once every 2 weeks now. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
So I don't want to go too crazy with it, but that's kind of the plan. Cody, you putting anything down on your Bermuda?
No, I'm just treating it as usual. I got the ProPete. I got my mixture of 10, 2.5, 11.
Custom Meister blend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Meister mix.
Yeah. So, I mean, it worked out really well last year. I already put my first set down. And I'm glad you guys are talking about it because I got to do it before the end of this month. I got to put my second app down. So yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. So it's going. It's going. I love ProPete, man.
It's a good fertilizer. I do like ProPete. I enjoyed when I used it last year. It did really well. Spreads well too. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Yeah, and I saw, speaking of spreading, I saw that you broke out. I saw that you broke out, Bill, the Andersons.
Yeah.
Busted we're talking about it, and you're like, yeah, that one's nice.
It makes quick work. I use the little handheld now I used it for the side yard and then a little devil strip, but I use that big thing for the main yard and it's quick. I'm still dialing in that lever because at the beginning I was like, oh, crap, that's going to heavy. I need to pull that back a bit. I was like, well, this section will be nice and green here soon.
Yeah.
I've only used it a handful of times, so I'm still feeling it out. Yeah.
One thing I did notice about my 7414, I didn't realize it when I picked it up from ProPete, but it's the greens grade.
Oh yeah.
So it's like tiny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to spread out, I think. So
set it on one or whatever.
Yeah.
I've got my spiker spreader handheld little blue.
That thing works well. Yeah.
So hopefully I'll go down to one and it will spread out nicely. But I was very surprised because I thought, their regular size one's pretty small. And when I opened up that one, I was like, holy cow, man, this is like salt,
Yeah.
I have to spread salt grains all around my yard. So
yeah, I was gonna say I didn't have greens grade, but I just said they're regular and it was very fine and yeah, it just kind of it flies out. It almost reminded me like Milorganite as far as the size of the particles, very, very fine, evenly sized little guys.
But you can see these
right? Yeah,
you can hardly see.
I can't see a damn thing when yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know where I put it, but it should be in the grass, right?
It ain't gonna burn it. So.
Yeah.
I can only see it when I'm blowing it off the sidewalk because you can see it like
yeah,
right.
Like you're erasing the chalk off the sidewalk or something.
Blowing it back onto the grass.
So what about stuff like humic acids or kelp, seaweed? What are some other things are there other things you could do that's not necessarily just fertilizer, but I don't know. Does any of that stuff have any kind of immediate benefit to help you?
So last year, I think I put down some of the Simple On solutions. Did it have kelp in it? Seaweed? I think it was seaweed. I'll have to go back. It might have been like soil hume.
Yeah.
I put down. It has some seaweed in it. I don't know. I need to go back and look, but I think that helped a little bit. Everybody was talking about that last year was seaweed and kelp and stuff like that. And so I put that down last year. I haven't yet. Fortunately, in Utah, it's been actually really nice weather. I mean, we're just now kind of getting up to the 90s and staying in the 90s. Whereas last year, I feel like we had already been like 90s for a month or so. And so it's just kind of now getting time for me to start thinking about that warm weather kind of application. So I'm kind of curious with their new stuff, the purple bottle stuff. I haven't opened mine yet, so I can't find the right code to open up my box. So I have to bust out the crowbar.
Just hop on Instagram. You might.
I'll use somebody else's code.
At least a week or so ago.
600. Nope, damn. 426.
That's what I did. I think I don't know whose I saw, but it was the 600. I was like, I ain't scratching nothing. That was a pretty sweet box, though. My son loves that little box. Man. He's gonna use it as his little piggy bank.
Well, as cool as the bottle look, I think I'd probably get what Olee got. He got like the Mexican pizza in his.
Yeah, I got a
special edition.
I got a fresh Mexican pizza, man. 2 packs of mild sauce.
There you go.
There's no sport. No sport.
Did you have to pop it in the microwave or something when it arrived, or was it still warm?
Man, that mug was still warm.
But yeah, are you guys doing any, like Bill asked, humic acid, molasses? What I mean? For the summer.
I know I'm doing humic and the soil hume and all the stuff that Simple On Solution has to offer for that, and getting that in there between Turf Titans. I know they have some good product over there that I'm using in my backyard. I'm using specifically, well, not I had to change it up, but Turf Titan brands was going to be all in the backyard, and Simple On is all going to be in the front. Now it's changed, so I'm mixing them up between the two, between Turf Titan brands and Simple On Solutions in the back. But yeah, we got some good stuff.
Cool,
nice. We set.
But you, I did see that. I saw a video on humic acid, and I don't know who did that video. They had like the heat spot or whatever that's supposed to help it. I guess maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Olee, you doing anything special for the summer?
Mixing some molasses with some humic acid.
Okay.
So
you got that 55-gallon drum of it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Makes me hungry.
It doesn't taste that well. It doesn't taste that well. It smells great, but it don't taste as good as it smells.
Just don't spray it in your mouth on accident.
I've tasted it. It's not good.
Okay. Nice. What about you, Bill?
So I do have the sea hume that Simple On sent out to put down. Yeah. So I might try that, just to use it in the front and see how it goes. I'm just like, I have like little things and I don't know. So I put down the soil saver from Lawn Box. I got the hydrogen. I guess I'll use that in the back, just half of the back, and see what happens there. But yeah, I think I'll use the sea hume in the front and see what that does. I really want to get some iron to put down. I'd love to try to get the grass a little darker green, start working on that domination line before fall gets here. So maybe the sea hume and the kelp and stuff might help with some of that green up as well.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering if maybe that's why they sent it out to everybody when they did, is to kind of help with that summer stress, summer dormancy.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what everybody's lawns, because looks like quite a few people got it. Speaking of, we actually, Brittany from Simple On Solutions reached out to us and said, hey, we sent out some of these, but we kept some on the side for for some of you guys.
Ooh, that's right.
They chose Keep Off the Grass as one of those cool groups, I guess, that like to give back to the community. So it's kind of somebody give back and we give back because we like to give back to the community. So we'll come up with an idea. Obviously, somebody that hasn't gotten the box.
Gotten one, yeah.
We don't need somebody getting 2 jugs of that stuff. So we'll come up with an idea.
Oh, no.
We'll get some of you guys that are listening, some of our listeners that maybe didn't get a case from Simple Lawn Solutions. They've given us permission to give out one of those to you guys. So be on the lookout for that giveaway coming up here in the near future. Yeah, we didn't really have any giveaways.
Figure something out, yeah. 4th of July, 5th of July episode.
And, yeah. So, anyways, you guys want to?
Can we do a giveaway?
Well,
Sure
we
Do
could.
whatever we want.
You got something you want to give away, or what?
Yeah. If you're up for the wheel,
I guess I can be up for the wheel. Let me pull up some stuff here.
Hey, you're up late.
All right, Olee, tell us what you want to do.
I got a hose in 32-ounce thing of Hydrotane.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Fits this show perfectly.
Dang.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Dang.
it does. All right.
Girl.
I think that would work out just right. So, what do you want people to type in the chat there for it?
Let's see here.
I don't know if people know how to spell Hydrotane.
All right.
Getting late.
We'll say root zone. Root zone. Yep. Because
all right.
The other thing about the Hydrotane, I'll be right there. The other thing about the Hydrotane is, I think it's a great product, but it has to be applied correctly. It has to be watered in, or you don't get the benefit of it. You a ghost?
All right. So everybody in the chat, if you want a chance to win this Hydrotane 32-ounce hose and sprayer, type in root zone. It can be 2 words, 1 word, I don't know. But type that in there. I'll grab the name while you guys keep talking for a little bit.
Yeah, because
I don't have go ahead.
Bill, you've got some Hydrotane. Is it the granular?
It is the granular, so I guess I'll have to definitely set up my sprinkler after I spread that, just to make sure it gets down in there.
Yeah.
It's a little more forgiving. And what's nice about it is it's actually a chicken poo, a chicken furt sprayed with the Hydrotane. So
Right
you
up
get a
my
benefit of the organic. But they say it can sit there for about 5 days until it's watered in. So
maybe I'll wait for a good rain to come.
Good rain.
Kind of save it for that, because we got some decent rain coming up. I hear. I think I got like a 56% chance on Saturday, which is like my one day to mow before the 4th. So I'm hoping to maybe get a mow in, and maybe put that down would be good before we leave for go see family.
Okay, go.
Oh yeah, I used granular last year and the liquid, and it was really easy to apply. Yeah, definitely watered in. Usually when bags say, you can wait 24, 48 hours, or, I know I'm not going to get much rain, and I'm kind of picky when it comes to that. I'm just like, no, I'm doing it right now. I got to water, because I will forget.
Yeah, if you can do it. Yeah. And then maybe I will. I might just set it out there, anyway.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of water for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited to see how it does.
But like I say, I think that was one of my issues in the past, is not applying it correctly, and talking with them some more, basically what they say with like the hose in, you put it on, and within an hour, you want to make sure it's washed off the leaf blades.
Oh, sure.
Watered in about a good 1/4 of an inch. But then also, depending on how deep your root zone is, depending on what your turf, it will, determine on how much you need to water it in.
Sure.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah. I got to get some ice and pretzels.
Yeah, I know that it's a pretty established lawn, but we have a lot of clay here too. So I would definitely want to give it a decent drink because yeah, the back hasn't gotten anything other than just rainfall since we've been here or prior to.
All right. Well, I don't know where everybody's at. Not a lot of people put in their name. I don't know if they're logging into something else, or I don't know if my internet's lagging or what, but we'll just go with this since we're kind of wrapping up here at the end. So I
That's
saw
why you should always stay on.
Huh?
I said
We
that's
had
why
a
you
pretty
should
good,
always be
a pretty
here.
good number of folks here. How many names do you got, do you think?
So I got 17 names right now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I guess
Yeah.
that's
Some folks
good
might have
enough.
gotten them too. Yeah.
Out of 40, looks like more people are starting to come back in. They're like, wait, what's someone said giving away what?
Go
back
back
in
go
real
back.
quick. No, so I think this is a good amount. People that stuck around and
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
way to the end or whatever. So I saw the other week Zach trying to do a wheel of names, and he didn't do anything fancy or anything like that. This was kind of last minute for me, so I didn't do anything fancy either. So I'll just share what I have right now.
That'll work.
And I don't want to change the music on it because for whatever reason we keep getting copyrighted or whatever with that one song that we all like. So
I know that's
I
lame.
just left it as is. So
right.
if you guys can see that, so we got 17 names. We'll shuffle it 3 times and give it a whirl. 1, 2, 3. And here we go. This is for the Hydrotane 32-ounce hose-in spreader or sprayer. Is it 32 ounce? I guess it's 32 ounce. All right.
Yeah, 32-ounce hose in.
Okay, here we go.
Good for 5,000 square feet.
Nice. It's very quiet.
Oh, I knew it. Oh,
Hey, yard hard.
True Green gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
True Green's gonna be
True
mad.
Green might have to see what's up with this Hydrotane stuff in a minute. So,
Oh, geez.
congrats.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right on.
So, Olee, message Olee on Instagram. You guys can work out the details on getting that out and stuff. But appreciate that. Olee, that was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Go follow. Yeah, go check out Hydrotane on Instagram.
Yeah, so they're what, Ecologel Solutions or something?
There's 2 sides, Collagen and Hydrotane. So there's 2 different ones.
Oh, so Hydrotane actually has their own Instagram page. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, this was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, this is good. This is a good discussion. I liked it.
Yeah, I think I learned something. Hopefully somebody else learned something, and if not, listen to it again until you do learn something. But we appreciate all you guys in the live chat. We love watching you guys' conversations and little banter back and forth. It really feels cool. Everybody just kind of feels comfortable talking with everybody and having a good time. So we appreciate you guys tuning in each week and listening to us talk about stuff.
He's saying respin.
Respin?
I guess it's not labeled for where he's at.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
That's a bummer.
Oh, well, okay. Then it's a good thing I didn't
I didn't delete
close out of that. Because I would have been mad if I had to retype everybody's name again. All right, so we're going to respin. We have 16 entries now because Yard Hard's name's off of there. So we will shuffle 3 times again, mix it up. Full screen. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
hey,
lawn guy.
bearded lawn guy.
Nice.
Congrats. Well, I guess we'll
Very
hang
nice,
out
brother.
for a minute and see if it's allowed in his area, huh? Give us a shout out in the chat, the bearded lawn guy, if that works for you.
So what are you guys doing Independence Day? What are your guys' plans? I'm going to be with family, so I got to get my mow in Saturday. I'm going to try my best to be here Tuesday. I'm going to bring all my stuff to set up at my parents' place and try to be here for the show. But what do you guys got going on for holiday weekend?
I actually have the same thing. I'm going down to see my parents down in New Mexico. So
All right.
we're going over there.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been there for a while, so we'll see them and hang out. It's my hometown, so we're going to go back to my hometown and watch the fireworks. And my brother's doing a barbecue and stuff on the 4th, so that'll be fun.
Sweet. Nice.
I'll bring my stuff. So
yeah.
What about you guys, Cody and Olee?
we gonna be
getting drunk on
burgers and hot dogs.
Drunk
Perfect,
on
man.
burgers and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's classic. You got to do that now. No boat for me, but definitely probably getting a little tipsy, playing with the fireworks, trying to shoot all the kids. And those are just the neighbor kids. No, we go out to my mother and father-in-law's place, and they're further out in the country than I guess we are. But now it's turning. They just have more property.
Sure.
We go out there, shoot guns and fireworks, and we get a little fun and shoot off some tannerite. It gets loud.
That's awesome.
Do you guys have any restrictions on fireworks where you're at?
Nah, not that I know of. I thought you were going to ask about firearms because we had last time we were there, we had a sheriff just so happened to be next door, and we were shooting, and he comes over and he said something about you got to have like 10 acres to shoot. We're like, yeah, well, no. But we've been shooting over here forever, but yeah, I guess that's the law in the house. So,
like, you're done.
Nice.
No firework restrictions over here. So
cool. All right, so it looks like the bearded lawn guys works for him. He can take it. So reach out to Olee on Instagram, the bearded lawn guy. You guys can work out details and all that kind of stuff. So.
nice.
We will wrap it up. We appreciate you guys. Have a safe 4th of July weekend. If you're doing anything before that, Nate Stripe Life says enjoy an ice cold bush on him, or at least pretend it was him that gave it to you on the 4th. And we will see you guys next week. Be safe,
buddy.